And we won.
Oh, okay. I'll call to order the regular council meeting Monday, June 23rd, 2025 to order. Any introduction of late items? No, okay. Can I get a mover and seconder to adopt the agenda? Okay, Councilor Reid and Councilor Marcel. All in favor? Carried.
The first item is adoption of minutes, that the minutes from the regular council meeting held June 9th, 2025 be adopted.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councilor Stanbury and Councilor Marcel. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
That the minutes from the committee of the whole meeting held June 9th, 2025 be adopted.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councilor Reid and Councilor Whitesell. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
That the minutes from the public hearing regarding bylaw 287, 2025 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and seconder? Councilor Stanbury and Councilor Reid. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
Question period regarding items on the agenda. There gallery that have been questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
Thank you. So I have a question about the water committee report.
Okay,
You're looking at approving that report today. And I would ask each councillor what the benefit of having a water corporation is. That's recommended in the report. If you can't answer that question tonight, then I don't think you should approve a report. You should receive it for information. Furthermore, we ask that you schedule public information sessions to provide answers on not just how a corporation would be a benefit, but many other things in here, such as change to the bylaw policy. There's one item, petroleum or natural gas product or produced water storage in above ground or underground tanks is something they don't want to permit. Personally, if we were to get natural gas in our community, I think it would be a bonus and environmentally friendly. There's lots of things in here that need to be discussed in an open meeting, and I truly believe that that needs to happen because on April the 8th, 2024, the motion read that council rise and report from an in-camera meeting that council approved the CAO to move forward with phase 1 and 2 as outlined in the business plan and become a director of the corporation. There was no public open discussion before that time. I looked in every minute everywhere, and so I don't want this to happen exactly the same way that the Attainable Housing Society has gone. I want information. I think you need to inform the public. So if you're going to approve this thing, to me that's saying you're approving all the recommendations. I think you need to receive it for information. I might ask you to do that. My second question, sorry,
no, go ahead.
is regarding the CAO's report. Thank you for sharing that. That you attended a meeting. The CAO did attend the CBT and the Village of Canal Flats Attainable Housing Society. I had really hoped that there was some line of communication open between the village and the society, and now I see that there is. So that's good. Tonight, I ask if each member of council will make it their duty to personally open a line of communication to the society. If the society will take a meeting with interim CAO present, why not with the councillors? I know that at least one councillor has questions for the society and asked staff to provide more information on the last report we received from the society. And I noticed there's no report from the society tonight. So I know that there's other people that have questions. For us, the public, the only information comes in the form of the great reports from the society, so I agree with that, Councillor. That's simply not good enough. So I took it upon myself to send emails and posted letters to Richard Waken, Ashley Nielsen, and Annette Robinson on June the 4th. These people are listed as being part of the society on the government registration for societies. I used email addresses and addresses gleaned from public documents to contact them, because I don't know how else to contact them, so I went through a lot of stuff. I've not received any response since June the 4th, not even a thank you for your letter. So the only recourse is to ask each of the councillors to reach out to the members of the society and get some answers. The letter that I wrote, I can read it to you, but I'll just summarize it for you. I asked the society to share answers to what people of this community and beyond are asking me. The questions are not rude or overstepping. For example, what type of housing will be available for seniors, and is there a medical tech component for seniors' health? Where does one apply for tenancy? Who is eligible? When will the spaces be ready to move in? What is the contact information regarding commercial rental space? Are there any more contractors required, and where would they bid on the project? Would you create a website for this Aurora Housing Society? So that's all in my letter, and I will give you each a copy, but so you can look at it. But I ask that each member of this council actually gets actively involved and opening communication with the society, because they won't answer my questions, they won't answer my emails or texts, and they have never answered, I think it's Mr. Ray's also sent information about trying to become a member of the society. So I ask that each one of you would commit to opening a line of communication and trying to get some answers. I've never seen an attainable housing society that does not have a website. So that's my opinion. So those are two things that I would ask council to do tonight.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
Hi, I'd like to congratulate the council folks for moving, like for tabling that bylaw 287 last week to get more information before making a decision. I am impressed with Mrs. Reed for coming forward, Councillor Reed for coming forward and coming up with a proposal of trying to figure out what the actual yardage or meter should be to actually get this to contain it in a certain area that council seems to want to actually do. It seems like all of council are on board of trying to be able to maintain that the cannabis production in a certain area on that property, which is a good idea.
Yes.
And it seems like you're all on board with that. The only question I have on that, the way that it stands right now, the amendments to this bylaw, is all of that property becomes cannabis production. And you guys are not, and future count, and if you do pass, that it is passed, and that we do come up with a meter to be able to maintain it in a certain area, we do have to remember that all of that property will be still, even if it comes to subdivide. If this passes today, or in the future, the way it is read today, it will still be all cannabis production, even with if it comes subdivided. With that in mind, the amendment that you're trying to put forward to put in that yardage.
Okay, go ahead.
The public hearing was
Yeah.
over. And
I understand that.
We can't accept any, or council can't accept any more information on this.
I'm not giving any more information.
Okay.
Where this is where that amendment of that yardage could be turned over or re-amended by future council. And put it back to 300 meters or whatever they choose to have it. I think for us to be able to control where that is at, it has to be subdivided. And the amendment should only be done to that certain piece of property.
Okay, thank you.
So the next item on the agenda is, I'm going to butcher your name, sorry, Kanaya?
Yeah, it's Kanaya.
Kanaya Nizal, from Ocean Breeze CPA, presenting the financial report for January 1st to December 31st, 2024. Go ahead.
Okay, hi. Hey, hi everyone. It's nice meeting you all. We did the audit for Village of Canal Flats. Recently, we completed our audit for the period from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. After going through all the audit procedures and process, we formed an opinion that the audit is clean and there are nothing to report which we are not satisfied for informing the opinion. So this is the summary. Now I'll take you through the financial statements in a summarized manner, so that I won't end up taking too much time. If we move to, I'll start with the income statement first before moving to the the statement of assets and liabilities. So let's move to page number 5 of the statements. Which is the statement of operations and accumulated surplus. So if we compare the revenues from 2023 to 2024, there has been a dip, mainly because of the government grants, which were comparatively lesser in 2024 due to the transfer of childcare division. It was a lot more in 2023 due to those expenses, but yeah, it comparatively reduced in 2024. Hence, you'll see a a reduction in revenue from year to year from 2023 to 2024. All other expenses are more or less in line, are the taxes for municipal purposes. They are increasing by a certain percentage year over year, and it has been the same in 2024. Other expenses generally other income, are generally smaller amounts, and they vary year to year, like penalties and interest, licenses, and fees and rates. Coming to expenses, it's more or less in line with last year. The major expenses being the amortization of the tangible capital assets, which are like the big equipments and everything which is there. So these are the amortization, which is the biggest one in your expenses list. Other than that, the other expenses are in line with last year. And due to the expenses being consistent with 2023 and reduction in revenue, the net income or the net surplus in 2024 was much lesser. It was in fact in negative of 1.192 million as compared to a $22,000 profit in 2023. So this reduced the overall accumulated surplus of the organization from 33 million to 32.4 million in 2024. So this is the income statement. If you have any questions on that. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
go ahead.
We had a loss for 1.87 million on a building, or most of that was for a building. What building was that?
So it's not totally building. It's the total of all the capital assets. So it has it is total of buildings. I'll have a detail. Let me see. I can exactly tell you what is the total, where it exactly is coming from.
If you look at your capital asset schedule.
Yeah, it's mostly buildings. So you're right. So it's mostly from the buildings. 1.872 is the disposal of the building, and I think there was a transfer of childcare division, the buildings and everything relating to it this year. So majorly it's relating to that as well. And yeah, if I look into more detail, let me check.
It's daycare. It's the first daycare.
So it's the transfer of the daycare
Yes.
to the housing
Yeah.
society.
Yeah. So majorly, most of the amounts this year moved because of that. That's why you see a lower revenue as well this year. Okay, any other question on income statement? Okay. I'll move to the page number 4 now, which is the statement of financial position. So it is the statement of assets and liabilities as on 31st December 2024. So if you see the cash and cash equivalents, it's similar to 2023. It was 2.9 million in 2023. It moved to 3 million in 2024. Accounts receivable is also more in line with 2023 from 580,000 to 616,000. The liabilities, accounts payable reduced. Your payables as on 31st December reduced from 471,000 to 391,000. Similarly, the deferred revenue and deposit. So these are the deposits which are received, but this is not the revenue for 2024, but will be the revenue for future years. So that one reduced as well from 825,000 to 555,000. The long-term debts did increase from 2023 to 2024. From 2.5 million to 2.7 million. So overall, the net financial debt improved from 374,000 in 2023 to 51,000 in 2024. So these are the statement of financial position as on 31st December 2024. It's on a particular date. So yeah, it is like the accounts receivable, more or less we check whether it has been received after the year end or not. And we are satisfied that there are no bad debts on those accounts receivable. Similarly, the payables, it's fairly recorded as on this date. So we are satisfied with that as well. And yeah, so if you have any questions on this page.
Yeah. We have a question. Go ahead.
There was a new $250,000 loan. This is more through the mayor to CAO Hubanoff. There was a $250,000 new loan that was undertaken this year for the sewer. Just a reminder of what that was for.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
thank you. It's for the sewer lagoon upgrade.
It's for the full upgrade. And we paid for part of that with grant, correct?
Yes, it's the grant, that goes towards our portion, sorry, but towards the village portion.
I see.
Yeah.
That's the 75-25 split.
More, there's gas tax in there too, I think, actually. Annette, can you answer that, Mrs. Robinson? Is there do you know if there's gas tax money in there?
In the 250,000, sorry, what was the
Or
question?
not in the 250, but in that grant?
Maybe it's 225.
Yeah, I can't remember how much it is.
I don't know offhand. I don't recall if there was gas tax included in there.
Yeah.
I just know the loan itself was 250,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can look into that for you though.
More of a reminder as to where we what element we improved for that 250. Thank you.
Okay. So these are the statement of financial position. Other than that, all the other pages from page number 7. Page number 7 is the flow of cash during the year. It shows like how you move from 2.9 to $3.015 million in the current year. So it's basically a disclosure requirement, and then there are notes which are a backup to the financial statements. So if you have any questions relating to those notes or the financial statements, you can ask me. Feel free to reach out to me.
Anybody have any questions? No. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
We acclimated here. The first item is a letter from the Ministry of Housing and Municipal Affairs, but the letter from the Ministry of Housing and Municipal Affairs regarding changes to municipal borrowing regulations we received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Reid and Councilor Whitesell. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
So the reports that, that the building permit report for May 2025 you received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Reed. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The fire chief report that the Canal Flats Fire Rescue Report for May 2025 prepared by Fire Chief Farrell be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Reed. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councilor Whitesell.
There was a note here in that there's some new costs that were recommended for both tires and batteries. It sounds like everything's well past its prime, but I don't believe that was in this year's budget. Am I correct?
You are correct.
So is it going to be an essential thing that these are replaced right away, or can this be delayed until next year's budget?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it would be in an equipment maintenance category though, so it might not be identified, but there is a category for it.
Okay, so we have amounts budgeted for this, but
Right.
I guess we are halfway through a year. There's another half a year left to go.
There's a vehicle maintenance account, so
Okay.
it might come out of there.
Okay, any other, go ahead, Councilor Reed.
So in speaking with Chief Farrell, these repairs were necessary and had to be completed this year to make sure that we were in compliance. I just wanted to say it's nice to see the ongoing training that's been happening with members attending in Elko and so forth. Also, that same truck that we were just speaking about, the 2000 GMC pumper, we need to be mindful that that pumper truck is very near the end of its lifespan, and we need to be looking towards replacement and mitigating that risk.
Okay.
Sorry, and then one other quick note was the capital project, the SPU inventory, and they're applying for the CBT grant this year. That's our special protection unit, and they're applying for $70,000 to complete that equipment.
Councilor Marcel.
Sorry, I wanted to know what SPU meant, so it's Special Protection Unit?
Yeah.
Hate abbreviations.
Anything further? Okay. All in favor? Carried.
The Public Works Report, the council received the May 2025 Public Works Report for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Stanberry and Councilor Marcel. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The Parks Arena Report, that the Parks and Recreation Report for April and May 2025 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Stanberry and Councilor Marcel. Any discussion? Go ahead.
There's been just recent chatter about the staining on the pavilion, just in and around certain circles, and I just want to check. I'm pretty sure that we did approve staining in this year's budget. It's just not summertime enough yet.
Yeah. It will get done, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Carried.
Community Enhancement Report, that the Community Enhancement Officer Report for the month of May 2025 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Reed and Councilor Stanberry. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
Financial Report to May 31st, 2025, that the Financial Report to May 31st, 2025 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Stanberry. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The interim CAO report, that the interim CAO report for April, May 2025 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Reed and Councilor Whitesell. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The 2024 CLSS Water Quality and Quantity Monitoring Report, that the Columbia Lake Stewardship Society 2024 Water Quality and Quarterly Monitoring Reports be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder?
Should we have the CAO report?
Who is that?
I thought we did the check register.
No, that's the finance, yep, you've done.
Oh, that's part of the financial.
Yeah, sorry, did you want to go back to the check register?
No.
No?
Okay. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Stanberry and anybody else? Councilor Reid. Okay. Any discussion on that? Go ahead.
What's our, like, I mean, this was a massive report to go through. And
Yes.
The main takeaways that I got from it was that in July of last year, there was a big spike in our water temperature, which likely contributed to our fish kill, that big fish kill that happened. It measured everything from turbidity to the pH to there was a few other ones in there, but I didn't really see anything so much in terms of recommendations that were in here. Is this supposed to be mostly like an information report that we're just kind of absorbing or the public needs to absorb? Or because you do got to be a little bit scientific to be able to read some of this stuff that's in here. And I don't quite know what the major recommendation was through here to take away from it.
Okay, so this report is for the health of the lake. They do take it to UBCM every year too. They are looking for recommendation at UBCM on how to keep the quality of the lake good, and they're doing the same for the Windmere Lake. So there will be recommendations coming out. It usually comes out at UBCM.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Double up on that. So in my CAO report, interim CAO report, you saw that I met with Heather from CLSS, and that is what the committee would be doing. So they would be meeting and making recommendations similar to the one that they have at Windermere. So all this would be combined.
Okay, all in favor? Okay.
The Veterans Crosswalk Project, that the Canal Flats Community Group be authorized to proceed with installing a Veterans Crosswalk at Dunn Street and Burns Avenue under the direction of Public Works.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Marcel. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councilor Reid.
I just wanted to say, I think this is a fantastic idea.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, all in favor? Carried.
Grant made to Martin Morisot Elementary School, that a grant may be awarded to Martin Morisot Elementary School in the amount of $261.77 for a mural in the school gymnasium.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell, Councilor Stanberry. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The 2025 UBCM convention meeting with ministers, that council directs staff to book a meeting with the Minister of Infrastructure regarding the need for funding and support for a major upgrade to the village's water system infrastructure to meet fire flows and address groundwater risk.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Reid and Councilor Stanberry. Any discussion? Go ahead.
So
Councilor.
just for the water?
Pardon me?
Are we talking just the water, not talking the sewer system? Or-
The sewer system doesn't need upgrading. We're doing that this year, the upgrades to the sewer system.
Okay, so this is just for the presentation to the minister.
Yes,
You're talking about infrastructure, financing and public input, so
yes.
we're just talking about water.
Well, we'll be talking about all infrastructure with that.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
So UBCM has sent out a brochure on how to do it, and the more specific you're asked for the meeting, the more likely you're going to get a meeting. So last year we had very vague requests, and we only were awarded, I think, 1 or 2 meetings
What?
out of 7 requests.
Yeah.
So the more specific, rather than just infrastructure, specifically water would be probably better chances of getting a meeting.
And there is a resolution on the floor for infrastructure.
Yeah.
Already. Anything further? Okay, all in favor? Carried.
The Canal Flats Water Protection and Advisory Committee report, that the Canal Flats Water Protection and Advisory Committee report be approved.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Stanberry and Councillor Marcel. Discussion. Councillor.
I'll let Paul go first.
Okay, Councillor Marcel.
I know there was a tremendous amount of work went into this meeting, or in this report. And I'm really pleased to see it. I think you did a great job. My understanding is it was to be a presentation to council for discussion. Yeah, it was the original understanding that I had about this committee. I'm agreeing with Mrs. Delorme. There's all kinds of little notes and things that may have been discussed, but I'm not quite ready to say that I agree without that discussion on a more per line item, and that's not going to happen in a public meeting. Or it could be a public meeting, it's just not going to happen at a regular council meeting.
Okay,
So I'd like to see this, maybe schedule a CAO or a committee of the whole meeting dedicated to the president, to this report. This is a major issue. We really should take some time to look at it. And, in a committee for our information before we vote on it.
okay, so do you want to make an amendment to
Postpone or
move this to a committee of the whole
for discussion with the committee, for the water committee in attendance.
presentation from the water committee? Okay,
Second.
okay. So with the one that's on the table now, yes, we could defer it. And then we will come back after we have a meeting with the water committee.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, to further decision on it tonight.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just move on. Oh, well, no, we have to, so all in favor?
It was, Councillor Stanbury, I think.
I was just gonna say, we do have people from the water committee in attendance tonight. If there's any questions or anything anybody wants to ask, and Air Lee drives over an hour to get here.
Okay,
So it might just be urgent for the council to look through and ask some questions of her while she's here, which is very, very smart. It took 9 months to put this together, but
so
it's
do you mind?
I don't mind, that's fine.
Okay, so anybody have any questions or Eric Lee?
If I may,
Go ahead.
I completely appreciate what Councillor Stanbury is saying. What we're hoping for, and I think if I can paraphrase what Councillor Marcel is looking for, is like this is just such a major issue for us and for our town, and to have the entire committee here going through paragraph by paragraph, so that we are like, I mean, it is plainly written, which is great, but truly understanding why the recommendations are the way that they are in here, what the feasibility of some of those recommendations are, and giving us as a council that launch point to be able to say, yes, we're going to approve this report. We're going to approve what the recommendations are in here, to make that happen. And I apologize that you drove in, but you know, at a committee of the whole, we're very happy to do things over Zoom and things like that, so that everybody can have an opportunity to speak.
Okay. Then all in favor? Carried.
If I may,
Yeah.
I will try and schedule this as soon as possible because this information The engineers are waiting for this information.
Yeah.
So for the water master plan, so we want to get this finalized as soon as possible.
Okay.
That's the question.
Yeah.
We have, the engineers have worked on this water report as well, have they not?
Not this one, no.
All kinds of inputs from the engineers that we haven't seen either.
Sorry?
Well, the engineers have been studying what? On the water, they're gonna be talking about the size of the lines,
Yeah,
the status of the lines. Isn't that all part of our fire flow?
Mhm.
And so why, maybe we should see the engineering report as to how it pertains to some of these.
yeah, go ahead.
If you may, you received the draft one. Council received the draft water master plan. Yeah,
Engineering report on water?
the water master plan. I was sure, maybe not.
I don't.
Be before Paul and I.
No, this would have
It would have
been.
just been reason.
I'll look
I don't know.
that up, but I thought it came to council, but they go hand in hand. So,
So
they are waiting for the committee they're waiting for the committee recommendations to finish the water master plan. So they all go hand in hand.
Yeah, so, yeah, if you could just get those out to
Yeah.
everybody then.
Okay, the consolidated financial statements year ended December 31st, 2024. The council receive and approve the consolidated financial statements year ended December 31, 2024, submitted by Ocean Breeze CPA.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Reed and Councilor Glenberry, any discussion? Go ahead.
Just one thing, did Ocean Breeze change their name from Adams Woolley?
They
Yeah, go ahead.
They were sold. Adams Woolley was sold to Ocean Breeze.
Okay,
We'll have a chat privately with council, staff and council about the audit process this year. And how it's June 3rd, 23rd, and we're on getting in.
thank you.
Okay. Anything further? All in favor? Carried.
The statement of financial information report for 2024, that the 2024 statement of financial information SOFI report be approved, and that the mayor and chief financial officer be authorized to sign the approval form.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Reed, any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
The annual report, that the draft Village of Canofflot annual report for January 1st to December 31st, 2024 be received for information.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Glenberry, all discussion, any discussion? All in favor? Carried.
And the last item, zoning bylaw number 215, 2019, amendment bylaw number 287, 2025. That Village of Canofflot zoning bylaw number 215, 2019, amendment bylaw number 287, 2025, IT industrial technology zone be read a third time.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Reed, or Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Stanberry, discussion. Councilor.
I would like to move that we remove the references to cannabis outside of the bylaw and rewrite the bylaw to only include the amended setbacks to facilitate subdivision.
Okay. So we have a mover and a seconder on that. Any further discussion? All in favor? Yeah,
If I may, I'm just gonna rewrite the resolution.
okay, sorry.
So, that you're moving to remove section 2, 3, and 6 as presented.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just joking. Thank you.
That was moved, was that carried? Or no,
It's moving the seconded, yes.
just moved and seconded, okay, so,
All in favor? And it is carried.
Are you in favor, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Okay. Uh, So is council wishing to proceed to third reading with, as
As
amended?
amended, yes.
So we would need a mover and a second.
Okay, I'm gonna move to second, Councillor Whitesell and Councillor Stanberry. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Carried.
And adjournment at 7:10.
I got a mover and a second. Councillor Stanberry and Councillor Lee. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, guys.
I'll give you a quick day, we have a little bit. Yep.